This video goes out to all of you who've bonded with me over Nintendo Switch. It's the weekend, I am pooped and ready to kick back with some video games. I bet you're probably feeling the same way, so let's roll into some amazing sales that I have found just kicking in with a lot of great games, including 6 big ones, recent releases, first-party titles, and some of my favorite indies on the platform. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're having a fantastic day, enjoying, taking it easy, playing some games. Make sure to smash that like button and let me know which of these you're interested in picking up, and if you have any recommendations or warnings for other people out there. It's another great sale, so let's jump straight in with a game that just came out. All right, this one is Sonic Colors Ultimate, and it's already been chopped to $33.88. That's going to be a 15% discount over at GameStop, and I don't know if this indicates that the game didn't sell that well, or if GameStop is just trying to draw business, but either way, they have patched out the glitches that were giving some seizure-inducing visuals. The game itself is still working on a number of other patches to totally fix its problems, but nonetheless, Sonic Colors is a good Sonic game, and if you've been waiting for some Hedgehog action, this is a nice chance to jump in just a few days after launch. Similarly, Mario Golf Super Rush is down to $49.94 at Walmart. That's 17% off, the lowest it's been. Honestly, the first sale I've seen for this game since it came out back in June after E3. Now, Mario Golf Super Rush started off a little shaky because even though it brought in some interesting new party mechanics, the content felt a little slim. But they've already begun to remedy that by introducing the New Donk City course, new character, and they plan on bringing regular free DLC updates. So $50 feels like a nice price point to get in on a game that already has its motor going, and hopefully as we move towards the holiday season, we'll get another substantial inclusion of downloadable content, a new cool course, and a new character, because frankly, New Donk City is the best course in the game, and it's the only one that didn't ship on the initial cartridge. But I love that this game is already on sale. Great job, Walmart. Speaking of already on sale, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, another game that has gotten a lot of good DLC and has amazing plans for the future, you know you're covered, is going to be $49.94 as well. That's 17% off, but this time back at GameStop. All right, this is the Monster Hunter RPG to sort of cozy up next to Monster Hunter Rise, which is more of the action game. Both of them have been loved by their different fan bases, and while their genres are different, it's 2 incredibly successful and strong third-party Switch games from Capcom. I'm more of a Monster Hunter Rise fan, but I cannot deny that both games have gotten wonderful DLC treatment and continued support, and getting $10 off a recent release always feels fantastic. Now, we've got some more big games, but let's go to the indie scene for a moment, because there's one that I think you have to pick up. All right, Dicey Dungeons is its lowest price ever, $5.09. Awkward price point, but that's because it's 66% off, and this is a phenomenal roguelike because it's using card mechanics but dice mechanics. So it's like a deck builder but a dice builder, and each die has a different set of cards / dice powers that it can use. You're fighting against all sorts of quirky monsters in this game show setting with a dark twist, and there is ramping levels of difficulty. It's just so engaging, and you might be like, yo, Zach, I'm not a math person. Don't worry, like the game handles all the math for you. You don't have to do any more math in Dicey Dungeons than you'd have to do in like Slay the Spire or any other RPG type title. I love this game. I think it's perfect for Switch. I was waiting for years for it to arrive on the platform. It's here, and at $5, my goodness gracious, it's a no-brainer. Just go click buy. You won't regret it. But man, with some of these sales, you might be regretting paying full price if you already did. Neo: The World Ends With You is down to $49.99. This is the new World Ends With You game that is really good, got great reviews. I really loved it. It's 17% off over at Walmart. And again, it's chopping $10 off, a pretty darn recent summer release, and a great title to add to your Switch. This one has a lot of quirky charm and a very unique battle system. This time you're controlling a whole bunch of characters at once, utilizing the pin-based attacks from the first game in a pretty new way, and I just love the world they've created. I'm not the biggest fan of most JRPG storylines, but I find The World Ends With You to be really engaging and different enough to just grab a hold, and I want to see what happens. The mystery really hooks you, and I highly recommend this one. Ooh, baby, I also highly recommend Super Crush KO, and if Dicey Dungeons didn't sound like your jam, then go spend $5.99 on this one. It's the lowest price it's been, 60% off, and this is the newest game from Vertex Pop. I love that developer. I think they are indie gold. They made Graceful Explosion Machine back around the Switch launch. That was one of my favorite indie titles of the first year, and Super Crush KO is one of my favorite indie titles of all. I think this is their best game ever. It merges their awesome geometric enemies and memorization and combos, but instead of just being like a fly around a little triangle and shoot the other shapes, now you're actually a character, and it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but with so much more intensity and flair than your typical go from left to right brawler. I love this game, and it feels so satisfying when you're able to complete a screen-wide combo, or when you take down a boss without taking a single hit, or breaking your attack streak. It just feels so awesome, like you've accomplished so much, and there's a cute storyline about saving your cat. I don't think you can go wrong with Super Crush KO. It's really enjoyable no matter who you are. The combos themselves aren't that difficult to pull off, and there's just a lot of fun yum in it. All right, we'll put it that way. There's popcorn, like in the game, there's actually popcorn, and it just has a warm, inviting look, a lot of pretty colors, great animation, and again, fantastic combat combos. We ain't done though with first party fun, because Pikmin 3 Deluxe picked up a 25% discount over at Target. That brings the game down to $45, and honestly, $45 feels like the perfect price point for Wii U carryovers. I wish all of Nintendo's Wii U ports were $45, because getting in on the wonderful campaign of Pikmin 3 and the super underrated multiplayer mode that now has online, plus the introduction of co-op that is supposedly a testing ground for the future of Pikmin 4 and the franchise, man, I love that deal. This is a really great Nintendo game, one that never gets enough love, and as you use your kind of real-time strategy, micromanagement tactics to take on the levels and save the Pikmin, uncover new types of Pikmin, utilize them for puzzles, and epic, amazing boss battles against beaks and bugs, man, this one is a phenomenal experience, and I'm so glad that Switch owners have a chance to experience it. Super Mario Odyssey is something that most of us have probably already experienced, but if you haven't, it's currently $40.49 at GameStop, and that makes it 33% off. $40 is a great price for one of the best Mario games of all time, and one of the feathers in the Switch's cap. At this point, the game is quite a few years old, so we're probably getting ready for another new Mario game. Could Nintendo deliver both Breath of the Wild 2 and Super Mario Odyssey 2 in 2022? I think it's possible. I mean, maybe they want to spread out their two most popular characters, but it seems like Bowser's Fury was kind of just like the beginning of what the 3D Mario team is doing next, and if it's any indication of where they're headed, man, I am really excited. I'm also excited to see Darksiders Genesis as part of the THQ Nordic franchise sale on Switch. They dropped it down to $17.99, 55% off. I love me some Darksiders Genesis. The other mainline Darksiders games are on sale as well, but Genesis is this really fun Diablo meets puzzles, meets exploration, meets lonely co-op title that you can play with a friend, or you can just swap between two characters, War and Strife, yourself. I love having their different abilities, their different weaponry, their different combat styles to swap back and forth from as you explore the really pretty levels and engage in some really awesome and fulfilling combat. I love this game a lot, and while I think the franchise as a whole is a success, this one really surprised me. It's always difficult when you completely flip genres, but they did a fantastic job. Now, I haven't heard just fantastic things about Breathedge. It's kind of been a mixed bag, but I wanted to mention it because it's $15. That's down 40%, lowest price ever. This is one of those like crafting survival games that does things a little bit interesting by going to outer space. Now, I've heard it has some corny jokes, and there was some just like interesting discourse / confusion around who made this game and what their motives really were, but if you set that aside, I think it still looks like a pretty fun time. I haven't played it myself, so I can't give you like a golden recommendation, but if you're interested in that type of title, definitely check it out. Also, Destroy All Humans is $31.99. That's 20% off, its lowest price ever, and this is a game that just got a sequel announced, well, sort of. Destroy All Humans 2 Remake is coming out. It wasn't announced for Switch, but I have a sneaking suspicion it will be at a subsequent direct. So if you want to prep yourself on the franchise or just enjoy some alien action where you're the alien and destroy all humans, the remake might be for you. Dead Cells also could be for you if you haven't played it. It's a fantastic roguelite. It's $16.24, 35% off. I think this game speaks for itself. It's one of the roguelites with the highest accolades, the most praise, and probably one of the most popular by far. It feels great, it looks great, it has a bunch of content. There's a lot of DLC packs that you can explore on the Switch as well, so get in if you're interested. Now, if you don't want to worry about DLC, Skulls of the Shogun Bonafide Edition is $4.99. That's 75% off, and that includes everything that's ever existed for the game. It's a freaking cool turn-based combat title, which has some board game elements infused. You command this little skull army and use different characters with different abilities to overtake your opponent on an interesting grid-based battlefield. Me and my brother had a lot of fun with this one back in the day. We actually played it on the first ever Microsoft Surface, which was, man, I'm old. Now you can play on the Switch, a whole lot easier, a whole lot better, and the game is still just as fun. I'll also give recommendation for Roundguard, which is down to $8.71. It's the lowest price it's been, 56% off. This game is really cool. It's like Peggle meets roguelite, and that just sounds like an amazing idea. I played this one at launch when it was $20, and it was fun, but man, I feel so much better about the game at $8.71. There's nothing bad about the game per se, and maybe it's just because I've played a lot of Peggle in my day, but I feel really good recommending Roundguard, and it's more like a involved system, right? Because Peggle is just ball and song, right? Ode to Joy. It's so great. But this one has spells and characters and upgrades and abilities, and so there's a lot more for you to sink your teeth into, and I think that price point is really good. Speaking of sinking your teeth, Murder by Numbers. There's people that might have got bit. It's $7.49, lowest price ever, 50% off. This is a really fun game that, again, merges two interesting genres. It's taking like sort of the visual novel mystery genre and then the P-Cross genre and merging them together with a lot of success. I didn't beat this one, but what I played was really good. The writing was clever and the puzzles were great. Note that they are very like math-based puzzles, so unlike Dicey Dungeons, this is one where you will have to get your brain really whirring, but it is an interesting storyline, and I think it's a really interesting type of gameplay. I was interested to see that SpongeBob is coming back for THQ, and if you are excited for the Cosmic Shake, then maybe you want to try their most recent effort, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This is a remake of one of the original SpongeBob games. I played the original. I haven't played the remake, but I've heard great things, and if you are excited for the new SpongeBob title, then this may be a great jumping off point, like down into Bikini Bottom. All right, a couple more for you. We got Kingdom of Amalur ReReckoning. This is the remastered version of Kingdoms of Amalur. It's $29.99. That puts it at 25% off. I don't really get the hype around Kingdoms of Amalur, but I'm not like a big Skyrim fan myself, so it just might not be for me. I know a lot of people really like this game, and it is a big open world RPG on Switch that does things a little bit differently and isn't one of those like mainline franchises that you might have already explored to death or just might not really enjoy. But this one you can get for a pretty good price, and they did remaster it to make it all pretty and more modern. It does have a ton of content. There's also Thumper, which is not really a ton of content. It's more just like a brain melder. All right, this one's $5, lowest price on the eShop. And if it wasn't Dicey Dungeons and it wasn't Super Crush KO, then this is another way to spend a $5 and involve yourself with some really intense musical racing. Like you're moving super quick and trying to move back and forth. It's just, I think you got to just watch the trailer. You got to see it to believe it. It has a darkness to it, but it kind of is hypnotic as well. The tracks get in your brain, like really in there, and then you're trying to just become one with the controller and move back and forth and stay alive, survive, and thrive in the world of Thumper. But let me know what you want to grab from this list. A lot of really great stuff. My top picks have to be Mario Golf Super Rush, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Monster Hunter Stories 2 and Neo The World Ends With You, all getting $10 drops basically, and they just came out. You know, I also love Darksiders Genesis, and then Dicey Dungeons and Super Crush KO at $5. fantastic. So let me know what you want to grab in the comments down below. There's a bunch of other games on sale right now that you can check out if you explore the eShop or you explore GameStop or Target. So if you find something else, definitely let the people know. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves, staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there. Until next time, my friends, thanks a lot for watching. I love you a ton. SwitchForce out.